everyone. Sorry that I'm out first period, but luckily we can still go through this together. You should have already turned in your homework and completed the warm-up, and now we can go over it together. Okay, this broke down our 3D solid, our 3D rectangular prism, into different faces. Okay, so looking at each surface of this rectangle. So for the first one, we want to find the area of face A. Okay, so that's this right here. That is a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is length times width. Length is 6. Width is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Our label, our units, are centimeters squared. Okay, we're going back to squared. Volume was cubed, area squarea. Okay, so it will be centimeters squared. And I want you to keep in mind that we just found the area of this side, but there's one that's exactly the same on the other side of this prism. Okay, so just keep in mind that there's 2 of these on this rectangular prism. Okay. Next, you should have found face B. Okay, that's this up here. Again, it is a rectangle. Length times width. Okay, if I'm looking here, this side is 6 by 3. So we have 6 times 3. It's 18 centimeters squared. And again, there's one here, but this rectangle here is the same exact size, same shape, same area. And then lastly, we have face C, which is this one here. Okay, and that is 4 on this side, we see that here, by 3 down here. Okay, so once more, area equals length times width, area equals 3 times 4, area equals 12 centimeters squared. That is the amount of work I expected to see, so if you need to add it before moving on, please do so, and then flip the page. Today we are starting to learn about surface area, okay? So moving on from volume, looking at surface area, okay, we're going to focus on prisms today. Okay, the surface area of a prism is the sum of the areas of all its faces. Okay, the sum of the areas of all its faces. Okay, so if we start with a rectangular prism, okay, that's what you looked at on the warm-up. Okay, sometimes it helps to open it up and look at the net. Okay, because we want to find the area of each face. Okay, what they've done is they've broken it down into unit cubes and opened it up. Okay, so you're going to work with a partner first to find the area of this net, and then based on what you learned there, see if you can label this diagram in part B. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and I'll give you maybe 3 or 4 minutes to get that done. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, now that you tried that on your own, let's see how you did. Okay, there are 2 bases, and each base is 3 by 5. Okay, that's this here, base, and then again on the bottom, 3 by 5. Okay, so this is 15, 15. Then we have a lateral face here that's 3 by 6. Okay, that's this here. Okay. And noting that there's one on the other side as well. Okay, 3 times 6 is 18. And then lastly, we have these other lateral faces that are 5 by 6. Okay, and that's this side here. Okay, and the one opposite of that. Okay, and 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, so to find the area of that entire net, okay, the surface area of this particular prism, you add them up. 15 plus 15, 18 plus 18, 30 plus 30. Should give you 126, and we will label this units squared. Okay, and then down below, okay, looking at the width, the length, and the height of this prism, hopefully you were able to identify this as the width. Okay, this is your height. Okay, your lengths are over here. Width, width, length, length, height. Okay, and then if this is a height, right, this is a height, height, height. Okay, they kind of line up. Length, length. Yes? Okay. Correct your paper and then move on. So there's actually a nice formula that we can use for rectangular prisms. Okay, and if we look at the diagram, okay, and we look at the net for that 3D prism, you should be seeing that there's two bases, okay, and then you have the two lateral faces that are the same here, and then two that are the same here, just like we saw on the last page. So what you end up doing is the length times the width to get the area of the base. There's two of those. Okay, so right here we have area of bases, and then we have 2 times the length times the height. Okay, so that means 2 of these. Okay, and then 2 times the width times the height. So 2 of these. And when you add them all together, you end up getting all 6 sides of the prism. Okay. So let's give this example a try. It says find the surface area of the following prism. They've given you a picture of the net off to the side, but we can go ahead and use our formula. I'm always going to recommend that you label your picture before starting. Okay, so if we say that this is our width, our length, and our height, we should be good to go. Always write down your formula first. Surface area equals, it's right here, 2 times the length times the width plus 2 times the length times the height plus 2 times the width times the height. Surface area equals 2 times L we just labeled here as 5, the width we labeled as 3, plus 2 times the length, which was 5, times the height, which was 6, plus 2 times the width, which was 3, times the height, which was 6. PEMDAS says to multiply first, so we will do that. 2 times 5 is 10, times 3 is 30. 2 times 5 is 10, times 6 is 60, plus 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 6 is 36. Last step, add them up. And 30 plus 60 plus 36 should give you 126 inches squared. When you're set with that, flip the page. Okay, on this page you have 2 to try either on your own or with your partners. Again, I'm going to encourage you to label before you start. Okay, so I would probably call this width, length, height. And again, width, length, height. Write your formula, plug and chug, and don't forget to label. Come back when you've tried both of them. Okay, now that you've tried these on your own, let's quickly go through the answers. Formula first, surface area equals 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. Surface area equals 2 times 3 times 2 plus 2 times 3 times 4 plus 2 times 2 times 4. Surface area equals 3 times 2 is 6 times 2 is 12 plus 2 times 3 is 6 times 4 is 24 plus 2 times 2 is 4 times 4 is 16. Add them up, we should get 52 feet squared. Feel free to pause and correct your papers. We'll go over number 2 now. Surface area equals 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. Surface area equals 2 times 8 times 8 plus 2 times 8 times 5 plus 2 times 8 times 5. Okay, 2 times 8 times 8 is 128. 2 times 8 times 5 is 80, and we have another one of those here. Add them up, you should get 288 meters squared. Adjust your papers and then flip the page. You know that finding surface area of a cube would be exactly the same as a rectangle, but a triangular prism can be a bit different, okay? Because finding the area of a triangle is different than finding the area of a rectangle. Okay, so in general, okay, we really want to note that the surface area of any prism is the sum of the areas of the bases and the lateral faces. Okay, so I almost like to think of it as wrapping paper. If you wrapped this prism up, this box, this triangular prism, how much wrapping paper would you use to cover all the sides? Okay, you're finding the area of all the sides. There are formulas for surface area of a triangular prism, but to be honest with you, I think it's easier to break it down and find each side. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I'm going to start with my base, okay, which is the triangle. I'm just going to redraw it over here. Okay, so I know that this side is 5. This side here is 3 because this one's 3. And this one here is 4 because this one's 4. Okay, now I need to find area of that triangle. Okay, and our formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So we have 1/2 times the base of the triangle. Okay, the bottom of the triangle is 3. The height of the triangle is 4. Okay, well, 1/2 of 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so this is 6 meters squared. Now that's just one side. Okay, we just took care of this here. Okay, but notice we have 2 triangles because there are 2 bases. Okay, so we have this times 2. Okay, so I've accounted for both of those. Now I need to account for the 3 other sides. Okay, so looking at this green rectangle here, maybe I'll outline in green here. Okay, looking here, we want to find that area. Okay, so I'm going to redraw it. Okay, we know that this is 3, and if you look here, okay, that'll be 6 because of this. Okay, so this is 6. We'll find the area. Area equals length times width, because this is a rectangle. Area equals 6 times 3. Area equals 18 meters squared. Okay, so now I've taken care of this side. Okay, or in other words, this green rectangle. Okay, now we can take care of this blue side. Okay, it's 4 along this side and 6 along this side. So let me redraw it. Okay, 4 and 6, and we will again, area equals length times width. Area equals 6 times 4. Area equals 24 meters squared. Okay, and then here's kind of the tricky part. Okay, the side that you can't see. Okay, if I erase all this here. Okay, there's a side. Okay. That looks like this. Okay, that you can kind of see, but you'd have to spin it around to see it. Okay, it's this one right here. Okay, and that rectangle, okay, you can see is 5 by 6. Okay, so let's redraw that. 5 by 6. Here we go. Area equals length times width. Area equals 6 times 5. Area equals 30 meters squared. Okay. Last step, we add them all up. Okay, so surface area equals, we had 2 triangles that had an area of 6. Okay, so that's 6 plus 6 plus the 3 rectangular sides. So that was 18 plus 24 plus 30. Surface area equals 84 meters squared. It's a long process, but it shouldn't be difficult as long as you're careful. Okay. Flip the page. I'd like to help you start the next one, and then I'll let you practice on your own. Okay, so for this, I want to help you identify the different surfaces. Okay, you have 2 bases, okay, and the bases are always going to be your triangles. Okay, so there's one here, okay, and then one that's on the other side is the other base. Okay, so let's redraw that. Okay, they look kind of like this, where this side is a 5, and this side is a 12. Okay. Now all of the other sides are what we call lateral surfaces. Okay, those are your rectangular sides. Okay, so the first one I'm seeing, it doesn't really matter what order you go in, but I see this one here. Okay, that's 5 along this side and 3 along this side because of this. Okay, so let's draw that out. Okay, we have 5 by 3. Okay, I'm also seeing this side here. Okay, we can draw that. This one is 13 by 3. Okay. And there's one more. Hopefully you see it. That's right here. Okay. And that one is 12 by 3. Okay. So it is your job to find the area of each side and add them all up. And then I would also like you to do number 4 as well. Okay. I can let you know that your final answer for number 3 should be 150 meters squared. So when you're done, if you're not getting that answer, you did it wrong. And when you try number 4, you should be getting 60 centimeters squared. And again, if you're not getting those answers, you did something wrong. So go back and work it through with your partner. And then when you are done with both those examples, I would like you to do the ticket out the door, and you are finding the surface area of this rectangular prism. You can tear it off, turn it in, and then you will receive your homework. Have a nice day.